Today we are going to go over how to create a return or an exchange order. If you have a customer who contacts you about wanting to do either a return or an exchange, don't panic. There are plenty of videos out there on helping you save the sale, giving you some tips and tricks on how to refit, but let's go over how to process that R code once you have determined whether the customer will do an exchange or a return. You're here on your back office website under Orders Online. There is a section called Returns. There are no pending returns at this time, so I'm going to create it. If you do not know what the order number is of the customer, or you aren't sure what she purchased to begin with, click on Order History. Sometimes it's as simple as either she typed in the wrong item or you might have done so. So you can click on the order, go to your details, and this will give you a chance to see what she purchased. So again, this is a quick way to figure out what the customer had and what you will be doing the return or exchange order for. Now that I have her order number, I'm going to place it in here and look up. Click Select to continue to create this return or exchange. So let's start with a return. Those are the easiest. You're just going to click on Refund, select a reason, and go down here to continue. That's the easiest. Now please, no notes down here. So this doesn't really help us. Sometimes people will type things in like, please look to see if you have a piper in a particular size, or add an extender, or other pieces of information such as that. We do not process the returns this way. The notes are really just for your use, not ours, and it isn't going to trigger anything for us to do for you. So you can go ahead and skip this portion and then hit continue. Otherwise, I'm going to show you how to do the exchange. It's very similar. You will select a reason, and I will show you what happens when I go to put an item in. Let's say your customer called and she really liked the sea glass, but you know that's a little bit low on stock. So when you go to add that to your order, when you hit add here, it's not going to be available. So you will get a message here that says it can't add the product to the order because it is out of stock. You're going to close the window. Now, see how this disappeared right here? Don't panic. Don't panic. You just have to hit the refresh button for your page and then continue. If you aren't sure where the refresh button is, you can just go back to Orders Online, hit the return button, and go again. But anyway, you're going to hit the exchange one more time, fit or sizing, and she said that's okay. She was okay with just a regular Abby, so you can add that for her to the order. And as you can see, that added successfully. And then she perhaps might want to do a refund here instead. So let's see what that looks like. So she decided she wants to keep that, but she just wants to return the Abby. So you're going to click on refund. Once again, select the reason, and then you can hit the continue button. Simple as that. The next screen is important if anything has changed with her shipping or her email information. Save and continue. Then when you get to the next page, it will give you a summary of what you are doing. You're exchanging this bra and you're returning the Chrissy bra. If you made a mistake, you can hit restart the return at this portion, or you can continue. Typically, you will just use the existing card, which shows up here. If she had a card that was lost or stolen, you need to enter a new card. You can do so here, but I highly recommend that you click it here. You don't want to have it go on one card and then return it to another card. That can create trouble down the line if any customer disputes a charge. So please, as much as you can, just click on select the existing card, which is the one that was used to place the order. Hit continue. I thought I did that. And then here is going to be a quick summary of this return. Here is going to be the shipping information, and this is the product that she will be exchanging for. So she will exchange one bra for the Abby 42C, and you can save the return. Now this portion is very important. You only see this particular document right now. If I hit the print button, this section is gone. This is just a notice to you that you can copy and paste. Some of the reps also make a copy of this. They save it into a Word document so that you can go in, you can do Control C is copy, Control C, you copy this. You can go into an email and hit Control V, go into a Word document, hit Control V. So Control C for copy, Control V for paste. And you can save this information, which has her R code and all the additional information. Again, you can also save this ahead of time, so you can just plop in the R code each time a customer has a call or a request for an R code. Once you hit the print button, which is right here, all that you're going to have in the print button comes up in this little document, and it has your R code, which is what they need, and the address of where they're sending it back to. So that is how you create the return or exchange order. Now I'm going to show you how we process. So here's a little behind the scenes look. We paste our R code in here. If we sometimes get a box back from a customer, we don't know who it's from, but we do know that it's perhaps from Rep Soderstrom. I can do a search here and it will tell me the R codes that are underneath this person. Luckily, I only have the one order, so it's easy to find. And then we hit process. As you can see, this brings up all the information that we had from this return, and we have exchange here and return here. So if I click on exchange, I can see what was processed. We typically look at this ahead of time just to make sure that the item's still in stock. We don't want to process an R code if the item's not available. And if you hit exchange here, as you can see, there's nothing available because this person is returning the item. We are bringing one into stock and one back to inventory. That means we have inspected the product. It looks good. It is completely 100% sellable. If it even is missing a tag but looks perfect, we will still not put it back into inventory until it is perfect. But this one came back perfect, and we will zero the amount because it is an exchange. No money is being exchanged, which will then affect this portion here. So in the end, once I go to process this, it will give back, as you can see, this dollar amount to the credit card that was chosen. And I'm going to go ahead and hit process so you can see again what this looks like. Process the exchange. And here's another little trick here. See the 69 here? That is because that was the item returned. That was our Chrissy bra. But now we're going to process our exchange. We use whatever address pops in here. And here is the item. As you can see, it comes in as a no charge, and we can process, and then the new order is created. If this item happens to be out of stock, for instance, that Sea Glass Abby had been available and now we get the R code, it is now no longer available, it will not process. This is when we reach out to you to call you to ask you for substitutes, And that is it. That is how we do the R codes. And hopefully this will help you with some greater success as you're processing your R codes for your customers.